Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Mickey the Barber. Today I'm gonna be going over with you guys all the different types of hair units that are available for you on the market. Now, I can honestly say that you guys have seen me do mostly all the types of hair units that you've seen. You've seen me do it on my platform on my YouTube. Now, I don't provide all these services for someone to come in and just get, as far as me being just providing it as a service. Although I can do it, I just choose not to. I only do the 3 to 4 month unit. Now, I usually do this in my class, but I feel like it's something that the general public should know, that you have more options than just one. Now, like I said, I told you guys I do the 3 to 4 month unit mostly. So that's the service that I actually provide. Now, one of the first type of hair unit that I'm going to be going over today is going to be a fill-in. So a fill-in is literally for like someone who's only missing maybe like the corners or just the crown area. Basically not missing this whole top area. It may be strong right here in the middle, but the corners are seeming to go back a little bit, and then or it's just the crown area. That is something that I would do, just a fill-in in. I feel like if the hair is strong in certain points, there's really like no point of cutting it completely off to slap a unit on there, because it's going to be definitely difficult for the client to take care of it. If they have to take care of full piece, and this is their first time getting the unit. Now, to alleviate a lot of the stress for my clients, like I said, I only want to tackle the ball area. I don't really want to tackle any other areas if you're not thinning in those areas. Now, if you have the corners that are going back, and then you have the middle crown area that is thinning out or bald, then we just gonna go ahead and cut it completely off, because it's gonna be way harder for that person to maintenance little plug here, little plug here, and a little plug there. Now, if they know how to take care of their own hair, which some people do, that are missing their corners, or they know how to go in and throw some fibers in there and throw some stuff in there and try to make it look decent throughout their day. So a fill-in is not bad for someone who's just missing their corners, because they can kind of make sure that part is good. And if anything happens, let's say that they come to you, they get they just only have their corners missing, and they come into you and they get a fade, and then you just fill in those plugs. Now, if that comes off, he just gonna be at square one, basically where he was before anything happened. Now, before he got the haircut, I don't think it would be that big of a deal. Now, for the client, of course, it may be because he's not trying to expose that he wants his hairline to look straight. But for you as a professional, like, he just going back to square one. He's still gonna have a fresh cut. He just not gonna have a straight hairline. Now, if he comes in and he's missing these corners, and I decided I wanted to cut all his hair off just to give him a straight hairline. Now, if he going out and he's doing something and that whole entire piece comes off, then he's probably going to be a little bit more concerned about him looking like George Jefferson out in public, versus him just having corners gone and not having a straight hairline. So for me, I think that it's best if someone's just missing their corners. Now, it's dependent upon the client themselves. If they're new to the service, like, I feel like they need to be offered this first. If they are not new to the service, then of course, or they just like, I don't care, I just want it all cut off, then okay, that's when you go in. But my biggest thing with that is, if I cut off all your hair, and this unit is not gonna look as natural as your hair does to your scalp, then it's going to be a problem. And I've had this happen before, so that's why I kind of go into it's literally between the professional and the client. But for the client, like I said, if they're new to this service, they've never experienced a hair unit before, it's best to start off with the ways that is easy, which is just plugging in those areas. Now, if you have a lot of thin hair, just cut it off, of course, and go about the day. Now, for this service, I don't really charge that much, so I wouldn't say, you need to charge, an arm and a leg to fill in some plugs. Now, for me, this haircut shouldn't cost that much. A fill-in shouldn't cost that much more than a regular haircut. Like, so it would be like a regular haircut. Let's say you charge like $50, $60 for a haircut. It's, you know, I'm in LA. Anywhere else it's probably crazy, but $50, $60 for a haircut. I would just tack on a little $30, $40 to that. You know, it's gonna be a little more extra time than a regular haircut, so of course you want to make your money, but you don't want to hit your client over the head to where they don't want to come get it done every week, because that's probably how often they'll come and get it done. Now, that actual thing is probably gonna be done with some synthetic hair and not human hair. So it's gonna have a few things that's gonna happen to why it's not gonna be it's not gonna last as long. And there may be some hiccups while trying to maintenance it or trying to keep it looking good and fresh for that week or 2 weeks that this is gonna be. Can't put no products in it. I would advise people not to be touching it. And like I said, it's going to be done with synthetic hair. So, you know, getting it wet and all the other stuff is probably really not going to be the best idea. And it's going to last probably about a week, maybe a week and a half. So I would suggest that this person come back to you about a week and a half. Don't try to overcharge your client, trying to make sure that you get your money. You know, make it reasonable to where it's affordable for them to come in every week, because you want that person to come in every week. And like I said, the synthetic hair is not going to cost that much. The little tabs of glue that you're going to be putting in those areas is not going to cost that much. So, you know what I'm saying? Now a $60 cut has went to an $85 cut or a $100 cut. So just take that note of filling is simple. It's simply, you know, simple if you're just missing just certain areas. And that's it. Now, the next one that I'm going to be talking about is going to be like the 2 to 4 week hair unit. Now, we call this the 2 to 4 week hair unit because of the type of synthetic hair that is used for this actual process. The hair is very thick, which is why it lasts so long on the head, because it's so thick. It's gonna be done with synthetic hair, so again, it cannot get wet. And I say that to not say that it's gonna when it get wet, it's gonna fall off. I say that it can't get wet because it's synthetic hair, it's gonna look old. So you got one or two options. It's gonna either look old or it's gonna come up in pieces because it's laid out in pieces. So that's also a good service for someone that just wants a low cut with waves. And that's just kind of like what they want to keep. You know, they just kind of want to get that look. But again, it only lasts for 2 to 4 weeks. So then also you cannot really touch it neither. So it's pretty much the same thing as the hair is going to be used for the fill-in. I wouldn't say try to do anything more with that hair than just look cute. And because of this, the synthetic sometimes it's hard to find. So also keep that in mind. Now, the prices for this service range from like, you know, $150 to maybe $275, maybe $300. It all depends on what area you're in and who can provide it for you. Now, if you hitting up a barber who top tier in your area, most likely you're gonna be paying top tier prices. So keep that in mind. Also, you can get cheaper prices from other barbers. So if you can't find somebody, just keep looking. This unit is great. It works for it's great for someone that's missing more hair than just the male pattern hair loss. So there's somebody that's missing, like, you know, the sides. So for the 2 to 4 week unit, I actually use that on my kids. So like when the kids parents hit me up and they're like, hey, you know, I want my kid to try this. As of right now, I have units for whole pieces, but before then I didn't. I was getting random calls from people. So I'm just like, okay, cool. I'm gonna have to figure this out though. So I started doing the 2 to 4 week, but it will be on the entire head. It doesn't last long. It lasts about 2 weeks. It lasts about 2 weeks naturally on someone's head. We say 2 to 4 weeks. This is just a disclosure. And I feel like the only person that I've had it last 4 weeks on, for me, this is just my clientele. I was an older woman. She didn't really do that much throughout the day. She just went home, hung out with a few of her friends. She was like 76. So she definitely didn't do a lot throughout the day to where it would come up that much. She, she not doing no heavy lifting. She not even working. Now, she's retired. So she just literally just chilling, go hang out with her friends, go home. So like, again, it was easy for her to make it last for 4 weeks. Most people just 2. So keep that in mind, just because of everything they do throughout the day. They might have a job that may consist of them doing a lot, sweating. They may do high activity that consists of them sweating, like working out. Now, I do have, today I have maybe like 2 clients who I still do this service on, but just them 2. Nobody else will I will let to come in and get this service done. Specifically because, like I said, it's hard to get the hair. So it's hard to get my hands on the hair on a regular basis. And also, these clients, they don't wear them on a regular basis service. Like, they don't wear these daily. Like, oh, I got to have this. I got to have my hair done. They sometimes go without hair. But then they'll hit me up and be like, hey, I want to get my hair done. Maybe for an event, or maybe because they know they're going to go somewhere and they want to be cute. So they'll hit me up, hey, I want to get my hair done. So I will be like, oh, okay, yeah, cool. I got some hair, laid up, you know what I'm saying? But my hair that I have laid up is specifically for those clients. So again, I don't really do that service like that, simply because it's hard for me to get my hands on that hair. I'm in LA where there's not a lot of black beauty supplies. They have some, but it's not a lot. So with that being said, that means that it's very hard for me to find some hair, because most of the time the black beauty supplies will only be carrying the same stuff, because depending on the area that you're in, it's really based off of what those black women or black men, the type of hairstyles that they do in that area is based on what they gonna have in the beauty supplies. So just like, you go to Dallas, Dallas, Texas, they're not gonna have the same weave that you're gonna have in North Carolina. They don't wear the same hairstyles, so it's gonna be slightly different. So just keep that in mind about this type of hair. You can find it online sometimes, but sometimes you can't. Okay, now like I said, that I charge like it's like $175 to $275 for that unit, depending on the area you're in. I wouldn't say have your prices extremely crazy to where your client can't afford it. Just keep that in mind as far as the area that you're in. My prices are fairly high because I'm in Los Angeles and people make the money to pay for what I ask. Now, it may be different in different areas, so just keep that in mind. Now, the next one that I'm going to be telling you guys about is going to be the track weft hair. So, you guys have seen me do that. I did that on, probably the last person I did that on my page was the lady who had the lupus. And I did the like little curls in the front, and then I did the little design on the side. With the 2 to 4 week hair. So, with that service, because she was missing so much hair, I had to dig in my bag and figure out what I could do, because I didn't have a full piece unit that I could signify that same cut with. So what I did was I did the 2 to 4 week unit on her sides, and then I did a 3 to 4 month, and then I did the track weft hair on top. With the track weft hair, you're gonna have 2 varieties of that. You're gonna have the synthetic hair, and then you're gonna have the human hair. So it depends on your client's texture. Now, I can honestly say, doing this service, the kinky hair, like straight up just kinky, is very, very hard to find. You're not going to be able to find it in the beauty supplies. You're going to have to get with a supplier to get the kinky hair on tracks. So one of my biggest issues with this service was that it's hard to find a supplier who's consistent with the kinky hair on the tracks. So yeah, I can get it. I can get my hands on it, but it's very hard to find someone who's consistent. Like, I'll get one batch of hair and it'll be good. It'll be straight. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, yeah, it's cool. And when I say human, I mean human. It acts as human. Everything. I can lift the color out of it, and I can deposit color, and I can do all these things with the hair, and it's still gonna keep its kinky like texture. Now, I can honestly say that, like I said, it's very hard with them being consistent. I got one batch and that was perfect. I got another batch after that, and they put a dye in it, and I couldn't lift the hair. I couldn't really do too much to it that I wanted to do to it. So for me, that limits me a lot with that particular technique. So with this, I can honestly say with the wolf hair, it lasts the longest on their head, and it's because of the actual glue that I'm going to be using while I'm doing the procedure. Now, it's not like the ghost bond glue that I use for all the other techniques. This one is going to be using the bonding glue. So yeah, it's going to last a little bit longer. The only problem with the bonding glue is when it gets any type of moisture on it, it has like this stench, like it stinks. And I've had plenty of people hear me like, oh man, my hair stink. Like, what should I do about my hair? Like, it don't smell good. And to be honest, there's really not much you can do. There's just a whole bunch of buildup dirt that's under that hair. It needs to come off. It needs to be taken off and redone. So be careful if you're going to be getting that service and you're going to be, you want to go work out and doing all this other. Just be careful because it will start to stink. Also with this, you can do touch-ups on it because it can stay on the head a little bit longer. So you can do touch-ups. Let's say your person gets get some curls up top with the track hair. Also, keep in mind with the track hair that you can't really do no other styles other than some curls or a flat top or what else? You can do some twists, but you know what I'm saying? If you do twists, you just can't have the base exposed. It's like you can do other stuff with it, but it'll look a little bit wonky if you try to do other hairstyles with it. So for me, I will only use it for curls or for like a flat type of look or something like that. So, you know what I'm saying? With that technique, you are limited to the services that you can do. I've seen people do like straighter hair pieces with the track. So you can do that. That's just not my forte. I'm used to dealing with kinky hair, so I'm a kinky hair stylist. So like I said, with that one, you can do synthetic hair and you can do kinky hair. Now, synthetic hair, I would say, the Milky Way Q curl would be a good one. Now, like I said, because of the track hair, like you're gonna find the textures are definitely difficult to find all different textures. So if somebody, you're gonna be limited to what you can provide for each client that comes in. If you just want to stick to the track hair, you're not gonna be able to help someone that comes in that's of another culture that wants to do something that, like, it's just not gonna work out. So if you do want to do the track hair, just know that you're limited to what you can do. And that's pretty much with all these techniques. You are going to be limited to what you can do or who you can help if you only do one technique. So that's why I'm telling you about all techniques. For the track hair, I would say I'll charge about $250 to $350, and these are my starting prices. Once you get top tier, you can raise your prices, but for the most part, like around $250, $350 is a good price for the track hair. Now, for the human hair of that, you can put products in it, and it's supposed to act as natural hair, meaning that you put some curl cream in there, supposed to help it curl, supposed to give it some luscious curls. If that's not happening, that means it may not be human hair, or it may have synthetic fibers in it. So just keep that in your mind. And with the synthetic one, you can get it wet. Like I said, you can get it wet. It just might have a stench. So just be careful of that. Try not to go jump in no pool with the hair. Oh yeah. So you can, like I said, you can maintenance it. So you can take it. You can actually take it off because it's gonna be on the cap. So you can take it off and put it back on. Most people don't want to do all that. So completely understand that you be ready for new hair. But if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. So For $250 to $350, if I gotta come to you every month to get this done, it's not bad. It's not bad. Now I can put that in my budget, but you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's not bad. But you know, who knows? If you charge it more, it may be a little bit harder for your client to come in. Now, the next one is the one I'm going to be telling you about that I actually provide. This is the service that I do. This is the service that I know. So, this is the one that you guys see me do mostly on my YouTube channel. Now, this one is a 3 to 4 month unit. Now, this one is a little bit different than the rest of them, because you don't really have to deal with those with the other pieces. You don't really have to deal with suppliers. You may have to, but you really don't have to. All you have to do is go to the store and get hair. Now, with this one, it's slightly different. You do have to deal with suppliers. You're not going to be able to just go walk into a beauty supply and find this unit. Of course, most of you guys know that simply because you can probably went into one and you see that they don't sell toupees. You probably could find somewhere around the city that does sell toupees, but the problem is all these places don't carry every single different texture that you're going to need, which makes it hard. So that's why you need to find a supplier, maybe find your own supplier, somebody that you work well with, to find the pieces that you need. Now, I'm not going to go into depth about the actual pieces themselves, but I'm going to tell you guys, give you guys a little overview of what this service entails. Now, of course, like I said, you need to find a supplier so you can make sure you get the hair that you need for your client. But we give a disclaimer about how long the unit lasts, simply because you know, people want to know how long it lasts. Like, it's a hair piece, and they don't want to have to worry about, you know, me having to come back to you every blue moon to get my hair done. So with the unit, like I said, we give a 3 to 4 month disclaimer, simply because most people that are getting the hair units are new to the service. So it's just as simple as that. So 3 to 4 months is very average for somebody to be able to take care of the unit. Sometimes it might only last 1 to 2 months, depending on how well you care for the unit. And we say how well you care for the unit because if you have not combed, if you bald and you just ain't combed out your hair, and God knows when, because you're just so used to getting it shaved off, most likely it's going to be hard for you to care for this unit because you ain't did nothing to your own hair. So now you got to wake up every morning and start making sure that your hair look good before you go out in the day. Like, it's going to be something different. So just keep that in mind. When we tell you guys 3 to 4 months, it's just a disclaimer. It can last longer, it can last shorter, depending on how you care for it. Now, the thing about the toupees, this is like a one-piece ordeal. So that means that the hair is injected into one piece, whether it's a lace base or whether it's a PU base, and that it's injected to that, and it's a call comes up in one piece. So you can get it wet, but I would advise not going to go jump into a pool without a do-rag on. And I say that because the issue is not something that's going to happen to the hair. The issue is that that it may loosen up the glue. And if the glue loosens up, then it ain't nothing that you can do about that. That means that thing coming off. So that's why I say put a do-rag on, because if it loosens up, it's not going nowhere. It's trapped. It's really not going nowhere. So that's the goal. That's what you want. And of course, you want everybody are going to be around, or people going to be around. And you don't want people to see your unit at the back of the pool. So having something on top of your head to cover it to where it don't go and be at the end of the pool will definitely help you out. So just be cautious. How long do the unit last on your head? Like, there is not a question that you can actually answer for everybody. I'm sorry, like, I don't care about what nobody says. Nobody that's been doing this service for decades. There's no way you can give an accurate answer for that for someone who's just starting to get in the service. For one, because everybody's body is different. So, and with that being said, some people have oily skin, some people have dry skin, some people, and it also depends on what you do throughout the day. Some people work out a lot, some people don't. Some people have jobs that consist of them working out every day, doing a lot of heavy stuff that's gonna be having them sweating. Some people don't. It's just so many different things to why the unit could last a week on your head and why the unit could last 2 weeks on your head. Why it could last 3 weeks on your head. I would suggest that the unit don't last no more than 2 weeks on your scalp. And I say, and that's if you have the glue. If you have tape, you can do whatever you want. Simply because you're probably gonna be taking it off and putting it back on more than a little bit anyways with the tape alone. So if you're using a glue, that needs to come off. You don't need to have that on your scalp for a month. And that's just honest. For one, because like you could be doing a lot of stuff throughout those weeks. It's gonna be a whole bunch of dirt under there. So you need to get that scalp clean, because one, it's gonna get irritated. Once it get irritated, it's gonna start creating these blemishes, and it may create an open wound because it's gonna be irritated. So take the unit off and wash it. Get it washed. Wash your scalp. This unit needs touch-ups. That's when I say touch-up, it means it needs to come off. A touch-up is not just getting your haircut on the sides. A touch-up is taking it off. That's just a haircut. If you just want your sides to be cut, that's just a haircut. It's as simple as that. Now, like I said, the unit can get wet. It's human hair, so it can get wet. It acts as human hair. If you have waves and you jump into a pool, you're going to come out with curls. If you have curls and you jump into the pool, it's a possibility that your curls going to be laying down, and you can if you brush it down, you're going to have waves. It's just as simple as that. So just be cautious. If you don't want to mess up your hairstyle, be cautious of water. And the one thing that I do like about these units themselves is that the unit, it can be styled however you would like it to be styled, and it can look and it's gonna look natural. And I kind of showed that on my platform. I want you guys to see that you can pretty much do whatever you want to do with these units. It has 6 inches of hair. Now, if you want to add extra hair on there to get longer hair, or if you want to get with a supplier to have longer hair on the unit, you can. But 6 inches of hair is really long enough for most men. Most men don't want anything longer than 6 inches. So for the toupee aspect of it, with it being 6 inches, is good. You're going to have some guys who want to do something different, so you might have to have some longer hair. If you do, you can get with a supplier and get some longer hair. Now, other than that, I feel like that's going to be everything for the actual techniques of the different techniques of hair units. And I'm going to get back to you guys. You guys can just leave some things under this video. Tell me, what other kind of content you guys would like from me. I may get to the point to where I might start breaking everything down online, because I feel like the general public needs to know, for people who are interested in these questions, because I'm not about to answer a million questions. I'm not about to answer the same question a million times. It's just not happening. So I would rather just make a video and just send you guys to this video.